of our this music player, we're able to do something like this, that when we hit on play, we can pause, we can click on play, it's going to play another. So I click on play, it's going to play another song. Click on play, it's going to play another song. I can pause, resume. So let me just remove this. So in this video, what we are going to do is for that of the next, because if I click on the next, nothing is happening, and I cannot reduce or increase the volume. So I'm going to create a function for that of the next. Have I done? I'm going to say next. Here I'm going to just, it's going to be similar thing to this of our play here. So I'm just going to copy it. Since they are basically going to be similar things, so I'm going to remove some things from that of the play, because I want, when I click on next, because I want this music player to play in a way of shuffled way, that I don't want, when I click on next, I don't want to predict the next song that is going to play. So when I click on play, I want to know, I want it to be a particular song that is going to be playing. So let me just, I'm going to remove this shuffle, and I'm going to, from this play, I'm going to let the shuffle to be on this of our next. So I'm going to the shuffle to be on the next. Everything is going to still be the same. It's going to work out perfectly. When the shuffle, the difference between this play and this next is that next, when I click on next, another song that I do not know whether is going to play, be the one to be playing. But when I click on play, it's going to be all the time. It's going to be the particular song. So we can actually try to advance this by be able to let somebody to select a particular music he or she wants to play. But because of that as file, has to open file and other things. But let's just move on. If there's still time for that, we can still implement that. So let's do for that of the volume, but because we're done with this of the next, so let's implement it on this next. Where is the next? So we can set the command to be what? So it's going to be next. Here is going to be next. We'll set the command to be next. So we're going to do for that of the volume up and the volume down. It's going to be a little bit tricky. It's not going to be how others are, how basically others are. So to do that, we are going to create a global variable. Our total, can say total what underscore volume. Or we can set it to be our volume, anything of your choice. I'm going to set it to be 0.5. The max is 1. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to create a function. I'm going to call it vol up, which is for volume up. That shouldn't be hard for us to understand when I call it volume up. So enter I giving your function name, make sure it's something that is reasonable. If you give it anything, it doesn't really do, there's not really any consequences to it. Only the consequence that I can face is you that is doing it, can get confusing on the way. So you can, I'm going to call this of our total word volume. So if you have any other better choice for this of our total volume I gave it, make sure to let me know in the description down below. So the next one I'm going to do is to initialize our music, because that's the first one we're going to do. Music dot what? Music dot music. But before that, we need to initialize our music. So I can say our, no, we don't need to initialize that. There's no need to initialize that since we're actually trying to increase the volume. So I can music dot what? Set underscore volume. So we're going to make use of this set volume. I want to set the volume to be what? Our total what? Vol, which is stand for our total volume. So since we click on up, it's going to be increased. So this we're going now, we've set our, what we set our music to be playing is at 0.5. So if you keep on clicking it, we want it to actually increase. So we can start to call this our third volume. Our third volume want to do what? Want to say plus or equals to what? Want to increase it by 0.2. Hope it's not confused. Just as this is our total the initial volume, we set it to be 0.5, and the volume, this is a function volume up, we'll call the global total volume, and then we'll set our mixer or music to set our volume to be 0.5, and then since we keep on clicking on volume up, we need it to be increasing, so we need to increase this value. When we increase it to 0.2, here is now going to be 0.7. So here is that, as if we are setting 0.7. This is for the second time we clicked on it. For that of the volume down, you already know it's going to be that of the opposite of the volume up. So we're going to be vol, this is going to be vol down, and then I'm going to call it, I'm going to set it to be our total volume. So what set of plus is now going to be what? Our minus. Hope is not anywhere confusing. Just say no, up is just the opposite of down. That's not actually true, but you get the idea behind that. So what we have to do now is to actually set it here. So we can call our command, we can set it our done command, we can set our what sorry, that was this is for volume button up. Yeah, this is for up. And the next, let me just copy. It's going to be similar. This I don't need to start from begin to type it again. So this is for volume down. So I think with this we're done with this time music player. What we achieved to do. Like I said, we can create a maybe. Let me run it. Let's see what we have. Yeah, this is what we have now. There's still a better way for us to do it. Like we can actually maybe put something like here, maybe open file. You can click on open file. Someone can actually put the song directly by themselves, not us actually doing it. Like I said, everything we did here just to us understand how all this is work. Starting from this of our logic behind getting the music that we're interested in with. So this part is not actually the best way to set it. Like if you are running this on your mobile phone, the link will be in the description down below. In case you are interested in know how to install make use of Python on your Android phone, the link is also in the description, so you can download it and then run that sub process that I showed previously on this video, how you can run it on Windows and your Linux or your Android phone in Python. Just simple as that. Just run it home. You will get all your music instantly as fast as possible. And instead of this is why I said this part here. It was because I didn't know where the music I'm dealing with is, and this is actually a tutorial, so I don't need to be actually be doing. But is anyway in a future video I'm going to remove this part and then do what we actually. The reason why I did it is I want the video to be able to be faster, so we don't need to be trying to wait till when it's done. When it's this way, I just set the music and focus on the part that I'm dealing with. So let me play this. Let's see what we're able to achieve. So you can see the music start, pause, I can resume, I can click on next, new song, and play. If I click on play again, it's going to what is play not playing? What is not playing? So let me increase the volume. You can see the volume is increasing. So let me click on reduce. What is happening? Okay, the volume is reading. I wonder why it's so slow to reduce. So for this one, increase working perfectly. Okay, it's working perfectly. Now I can increase. So I can click on next. New song will pop up. Click on next. You know one thing about this shuffle of a guy, you can shuffle since the music is quite small and normal. I think they are just basically just like 6 music or 7 music, so you can shuffle, still get the same song as the starting point, because what we did here was to select the first song, which was here in this 0. So sorry, this was here in the 0. That's what we just basically focus on the first song. After I done shuffling everything, that first song we want to get, you can start to change this to 1 to get the second song, but let's just deal with this first song first. So I can click on next again to get the new song. I can start to reduce the volume, and then I can start to increase the volume. Pause, zoom. I wonder why this play button is not working. But the problem I notice on this volume button is that when I click on play, it's going to, since this when we clicked on this nest of a guy, this nest, it shuffled the entire music. And when it shuffled the entire music, the entire song, everything is being shuffled, meaning that this our play is no longer going to be, so this our play function is not going to be the shuffled music. Unless in a scenario whereby we click on play first and then we shuffle, enter we click on play again, it's going to be music that has been shuffled. Hope it's not confusing. That's what I noticed on it, but nevertheless, it's actually a good idea. If you click on next, I don't think the reason why for you to come and click on play again. So if you can resume our so it's going to continue from where I can pause, resume, I can reduce the volume, I can increase the volume. So with this play exist. So with this I actually done what to plan to do. So in the next video I'm going to look at the downside to this music player and something that we can actually do to improve this music player. So that's basically what we are going to do in the next video. So I'll be happy to see you in that video. Thank you for watching this series.